Barack Hussein Obama is an American politician who served as the 44th President of the United States from 2009 to 2017. A member of the Democratic Party, he was the first African American President of the United States.
Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. Why can't I just eat my waffle? Focusing your life solely on making a buck shows a certain poverty of ambition. It asks too little of yourself, because it's only when you hitch your wagon to something larger than yourself that you realize your true potential. We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well-funded. It's not surprising, then, they get bitter. They cling to guns or religion or antipathy to people who aren't like them, or anti-immigrant sentiment or anti-trade sentiment, as a way to explain their frustrations. In the end, that's what this election is about. Do we participate in a politics of cynicism or a politics of hope? We can't drive our SUVs and eat as much as we want and keep our homes on 72 degrees at all times, and then just expect that other countries are going to say okay. That's not leadership. That's not going to happen. To avoid being mistaken for a sellout, I chose my friends carefully. The more politically active black students, the foreign students, the Chicanos, the Marxist professors and structural feminists and punk rock performance poets. We worship an awesome God in the blue states, and we don't like federal agents poking around our libraries in the red states. We coach Little League in the blue states and have gay friends in the red states. We all knew this. We all knew that it would take more time than any of us want to dig ourselves out of this hole created by this economic crisis. If you're walking down the right path and you're willing to keep walking, eventually you'll make progress. I've got a pen and I've got a phone, and I can use that pen to sign executive orders and take executive actions and administrative actions that move the ball forward. If the people cannot trust their government to do the job for which it exists to protect them and to promote their common welfare, all else is lost. We proved that we are still a people capable of doing big things and tackling our biggest challenges. We need to internalize this idea of excellence. Not many folks spend a lot of time trying to be excellent. A good compromise, a good piece of legislation, is like a good sentence or a good piece of music. Everybody can recognize it. They say, "Ha, it works. It makes sense." Let us remember we are all part of one American family. We are united in common values, and that includes belief in equality under the law, basic respect for public order, and the right of peaceful protest. I'm the President of the United States. I'm not the Emperor of the United States. This is the moment when we must come together to save this planet. Let us resolve that we will not leave our children a world where the oceans rise and famine spreads, and terrible storms devastate our lands. The thing about hip-hop today is it's smart, it's insightful. The way they can communicate a complex message in a very short space is remarkable. I just want to go through Central Park and watch folks passing by. Spend the whole day watching people. I miss that. We all knew this. We all knew that it would take more time than any of us want to dig ourselves out of this hole created by this economic crisis. The future rewards those who press on. I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. I don't have time to complain. I'm going to press on. Understand, our police officers put their lives on the line for us every single day. They've got a tough job to do to maintain public safety and hold accountable those who break the law. I mean, I do think at a certain point you've made enough money. My fellow Americans, we are and always will be a nation of immigrants. We were strangers once, too. I'm an old-fashioned guy. I believe in the Enlightenment, and reason, and logic, and facts. Oh, fly and never tire, fly and never tire, fly and never tire. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land from an African-American spiritual. 232 years, and they wait until the country's falling apart before they turn it over to the brother. Doubtful of what we can achieve, to put their hands on the arc of history and bend it once more toward the hope of a better day. This, I was coming to realize, was the nature of the presidency. Sometimes your most important work involved the stuff nobody noticed. A good compromise, a good piece of legislation, is like a good sentence or a good piece of music. Everybody can recognize it. They say, "Ha, it works. It makes sense." I'm a warrior for the middle class. We are the change we have been waiting for. In the unlikely story that is America, there has never been anything false about hope. In the face of impossible odds, people who love this country can change it. Nothing can stand in the way of the power of millions of voices calling for change. The worst thing that colonialism did was to cloud our view of our past. Why can't I just eat my waffle? Our stories may be singular, but our destination is shared. You can't let your failures define you. You have to let your failures teach you. Enthusiasm makes up for a host of deficiencies. You can put lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig. A lot of shelter dogs are mutts like me. Change is never easy, but always possible.